The Focke-Wulf Triebflügel. If you've seen this crazy aircraft anywhere, it was likely being piloted by Red Skull in the Captain America movie, because outside of fiction, it never entered production, but it was a genuine World War II German design. The Triebflügel, also called the Triebflügeljäger, translates to thrust wing hunter. It was privately funded by Focke-Wulf and one of the many radical late-war German designs. It was designed to be a vertical takeoff and landing tail-sitter interceptor, meaning it could defend areas of Germany with no airfields, or even be used by the Navy. But the aircraft never made it past wind tunnel testing, with no finished prototype completed. The aircraft did not have wings. Lift and thrust were provided by a rotor propeller assembly, the idea being when the aircraft is vertical, the rotors would function similar to a helicopter, and when flying, they would act like a giant propeller. But unlike the Osprey, the pilot would have to tilt over the entire aircraft into level flight once sufficient altitude was gained. The blades were mounted on a ring assembly, supported by bearings allowing them to rotate around the fuselage. Each rotor blade would be spun by a ramjet. Ramjets were a type of jet engine that require a flow of air before working. To start the rotor spinning, rockets would have to be used. Once sufficient airflow was reached, the ramjets could work on their own. The pitch of the blades could be varied with the effect of changing the speed and the lift produced. Having the ramjets on the tips of the blades was a clever design, as it created no reaction torque to cause a counter-rotation of the fuselage. Takeoff was arguably the less dangerous concept for the pilot, with landing providing a far more difficult engineering and piloting challenge. The pilot would have to slow the aircraft's speed and pitch the fuselage until vertical, then blindly descend, seating facing upwards with the ground behind him. Emergency landing this type of aircraft, or bailing out, would have been an even more terrifying problem. Germany was known for their experimental and radical designs. The Luftwaffe was lucky the design failed where it did, and not at the stage where the project lost pilots and incurred outrageous expense in maintaining an aircraft that would be immensely mechanically stressed with each flight. Rocket aircraft like the Me-163 were another concept for quick interception of Allied aircraft. Over 300 were built, and though they had incredible speed, they were killing irreplaceable pilots in testing and training, due to the volatility of the rocket propellant. Sometimes it's best for a design to fail early. But testing concepts that don't work can lead to proving designs that do, such as the successful Me-262, of course fielded too late in the war to influence anything other than Allied designs after Germany's defeat. After the war, the Triebflügel concept was studied by the Allies, and for the most part written off as mad science. But it was not the end of tail-sitter aircraft. America was particularly interested in vertical takeoff and landing aircraft in the 1950s, like the Convair XFY Pogo. American designs, however, were powered by conventional turboprops, with nose-mounted counter-rotating propellers to counter torque. They also had conventional wings for lift, though they did share a cruciform tail and integral landing gear, comparable to the Triebflügel. Alright, I'm Johnny. Thanks for watching this brief on an unusual design. Sorry there's a lack of footage on the subject, as it was never built, but I do hope to see you in the next video.